I'm in Zone 5B. I'm going to take you on a tour of my garden on May 23rd. Our last frost date is May 3rd. I still only have mostly cold hardy things in the ground, and going to put in my warm season crops next week. We had 2 days of really heavy rain, so things have actually started germinating, and now it's really nice, and I think it's 65 today. Yeah, so I'll take you along. Thanks for watching. So in this raised bed, here I have purple carrots, and then in the rest I have beets, and I think it's the Chioggia. Please excuse my pronunciation. I have volunteer dill in here and a lot of weeds, so just bypass that. This is the main garden. My plans, I'm going to retill this weekend, this area, and then I'm also going to extend it a little farther. This is a whole new area this year, but I think it needs to be bigger. This bed, I just have garlic, and I really need to weed eat in between these, so just ignore all of that. I planted butternut squash in between, or on each corner, but I don't think any of it has germinated yet, so we'll come back in a couple days. Here is my little strawberry raised bed. We had some more flowers, but my toddler came and picked them and gave them to me, which was really sweet, but you know. So all along the borders we have onion. I planted 80 onion sets last weekend, and you can see some of them coming up already. I marked whichever ones I could find. Should have marked them when I planted them. In these 2 rows, I have the Imperator beets, and then I have celery that I planted, which was way bigger, but something came down and chomped it all down. So it is coming back, and I do have the solar-powered animal deterrents that are working now. I have some of my brassicas have come back. I think this is a Brussels sprout coming up, and I think this is another Brussels sprout. And then I have my leeks here. I need to adjust the way I'm filming. So I have my leeks there. I think I have 6 of those. And then in this row I have a volunteer lettuce, and then I have cilantro growing here, and then I have the I think this is the botanical interest lettuce blend, and then I have more beets in here, and then in this row I do believe more beets. Yeah, I have more beets in this one, and then I have 2 rows of the Imperator carrots, and then in this row, what's in this row? I think this row is just spinach here. I have the America spinach coming up, and then I have the last of my French breakfast radish packet, and then some more beets along this way. There is a lot of volunteer dill here, as well as volunteer marigolds, which I'm going to keep the dill, and then the marigolds I'm going to actually dig up and plant all along the edges to try also another thing to keep the deer out. And then I have some more beets along here, and on this section right here I have my sugar snap peas growing along this trellis, and then I planted honey nut squash there, and then also there. That's not germinated yet, but I would just give it a couple days and I bet it will. I have my red potatoes planted all along here and in this row, and then I have some purple, or excuse me, starts here. Then I have my purple potatoes there, the dark purple potatoes. I just got a package of those at Tractor Supply. They are so cool. They're already like, just the foliage itself is dark purple. So I have 2 rows of that and then like a little tiny bit there. And I'm going to finish planting this area with potatoes. I have seed potatoes from our local co-op that I'm going to put in these rows here. And then I have my onions that I have coming up. Those are all marked out here, the ones that I could find at least. And then I'm going to till up to that tree right there. And we're going to have our watermelon and our corn and our tomatoes and beans and peppers and everything in here. So this weekend I'm going to re-till that section and till up a little bit more there. I don't ever have a garden plan. I kind of just put things in as I acquire them. I think me and my sister are going to go to the greenhouse this weekend to get some more broccoli and cauliflower, just so that we can replant that section that the deer demolished. And yeah, I have up in the front of the house, I have spaghetti squash planted at one end, and then on the other end I have acorn squash planted, and then I have a small raised bed against the side of the house that I'm going to put my pumpkins in. Last year I put my spaghetti squash and my pumpkin squash. I think here I put them. My spaghetti squash was right along that trellis last year, and then I had my pumpkins kind of where those thingies, the deer deterrent thingies are, and they cross-pollinated, and which obviously they're very close together, they would cross-pollinate. So I'm trying to be really careful this year. I've planted honey nut squash along there and then butternut squash over here, which are still kind of close, but I figured if those two were to cross, it wouldn't be the end of the world. They're pretty similar. This is my first year. I actually got a package of honey nut squash from Botanical Interests, and I was really excited about growing that. I saw someone grow it last year, and I thought it was so cool. I'm trying to do more squash this year to try to store as much as possible. Anyways, this is my garden. It's not much, but we're in zone 5, so we don't really have a super long growing season. I'm getting zone envy from everybody who's in zone 7, and but I'm excited and I'm looking forward to growing. And when I'm done with this video, I'm gonna plant my potatoes, and I'm excited about tilling again and getting some more radishes in the ground. We love those, and planting some spur beets. And the baby just woke up, so I'm gonna go grab him and plant my potatoes. Thanks for watching.